It is time for the Vintage Finds or Haul episode of Akram's Ideas. Hello and welcome. I'm Akram Burrett, and you're watching Akram's Ideas, bringing creative and crazy ideas to life. It is time once again for the Vintage Finds or Haul episode of Akram's Ideas. And if you're familiar with Akram's Ideas, you know that once a month I kind of go through and show you guys what vintage items I picked up throughout the month. These are the vintage finds that I picked up for March 2016. Now, I didn't get a whole lot of stuff. There is a big vintage fair coming up next month in April, and I wanted to make sure to save up for that, but I did do a little bit of vintage shopping. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I picked up. So the first place I went vintage shopping this month was in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. There's a couple of vintage shops there. And the only thing that I really picked up was a bundle of zippers, and there's a couple other bundles in there. And as many of you know, I love to sew, especially vintage clothes. And these vintage zippers were really good. I got about 40 zippers for around $20, maybe a little under. But it's a variety of zippers. They're metal zippers, invisible zippers, 20-inch zippers, 14-inch, 10-inch, and they're all different colors. So these will be really good in my zipper stash whenever I go to sew. And I'm always glad that I have a wide range of zippers when I'm sewing, because I don't have to go out and get them. And the cost of those were probably less than $1 each, so it was actually a really good deal. Now, besides going to Broken Arrow, I also ended up, me and my husband took a trip around the little smaller areas around the area, and we ended up in Collinsville, Oklahoma, and there was a whole little main street of antique stores, and I was able to get a couple of things at some of the antique stores. First up was patterns, vintage patterns. Yes, I can never have enough vintage patterns. I've got some 60 patterns from Simplicity and Buttrick. I also got a couple of older ones. I got this advanced pattern. It is for a little girl's dress. I might make my niece a dress like this when she's older, I don't know, but I like getting those old advanced patterns. More Simplicity patterns. I love these wardrobe patterns because then you can make a whole set of clothes. So I'm excited about the patterns, as always, and I'm actually in the process of going through my patterns and organizing them. So hopefully at some point I'll have that all organized. Some other things that I got a pair of vintage gloves. These are kind of a chocolate color with a sort of caramel ribbing on it. And what I love about these gloves is, one, they fit. I tend to have like really long fingers, and most gloves don't fit me, most vintage gloves. But what's also cute about these is that they're only wristlet gloves, so they don't go up all the way. It's kind of, I don't know, I think it's just kind of cute. And so I was really excited about these gloves. And they actually match a vintage raincoat that I bought a couple of months ago. So I thought, oh, these would be perfect to go with that. And so that's why I picked up these gloves. So again, while we were in Collinsville, there was this one little antique shop that sold a lot of jewelry and accessories. And I actually got these little bags of brooches for $1 each, and they're really cool. They've got some apples and cherry brooches. I love any type of fruit brooch. I actually have a whole collection of strawberries and cherries and apples, and so this little bag was really cute. And then, even though I like fruit brooches, I came across a bag that had like a squash and a tomato, and I thought those are just adorable. I'm gonna have to make some sort of vegetable garden type dress to go with that, but I love those. I also did get some strawberry earrings for about $1. And then they had a 2 for $1 deal, and so I got these little anchor earrings. I also got the little heart earrings that I'm wearing. They were just adorable, and so I was really excited, and it was a really good deal, and the shop lady was like really nice. So I was happy that we stumbled upon that. The last few things that I got at while we were vintaging in Collinsville was this vintage hat, and I probably don't need vintage hats, like I don't need patterns because I have so many. And but I couldn't resist. It's got this velvety ribbon type hat. It doesn't quite go with the red that I'm wearing, but I thought I'd wear it for the video anyways. So I really like that. And then most of all, my favorite find this month is this cherry vest. When it was only $1, which was a great deal, but what was probably why it was $1 is it kind of had a little bit of a stain right here in the front, and a couple of the white buttons were broken. So I used some spray and wash, and as you can see, it's all clean. There may be just a slight remainder of what the stain used to be, and then I removed the white buttons and replaced them with these lovely vintage green and white buttons that I had in my stash, and it just looks amazing. I just love it. You can see it's got cherries on the back as well. It's just very, very vintagey to me, and I just love how the little leaves kind of poof out. Having found this vintage sweater, or sweater vest, I guess you could say, I was really excited, and it was $1. So I was like, yay, I'm taking it home with me. And then when I put the vintage buttons on them, it just completed the whole ensemble. And of course I paired it with my red skirt that I made. So I'm really excited. So that's pretty much all that I picked up as far as vintage finds this month. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Akram's Ideas. I will be back next month, and hopefully I'll have a whole slew of fun stuff that I found at the vintage market that's coming up. I believe it's the 16th, since the 16th, 17th, that weekend in Kellysville, Oklahoma, which is just outside of Tulsa. And so I'm excited to see that and go to that. And I'll put the link in the comments below for the information about that vintage show. So I'm gonna hopefully have some more stuff for you guys next month, as well as a whole slew of other videos. So as always, don't forget to follow Akram's Ideas on social media, or subscribe to our channel so you can be updated and alerted when all sorts of new videos come out. So with that said, this is Akram's Ideas, bringing creative and crazy ideas to life. Thanks for watching.